Well, if you've made it here to this page and you're watching this video, then you're probably just a little bit curious as to how someone like me, a former real estate investor who negotiated short sales for a living, went from foreclosure, repossession, and even bankruptcy to literally earning over $192,000 in the last 90 days. Hi, my name is Tracey Walker, and back in 2006, everything that I knew began to change. My successful real estate business was starting to really not bring in any money. The lending laws were changing. I had buyers for houses that couldn't close out, and therefore I had no income into my household. I was experiencing a hardship in my life that I had never faced before, and I really didn't know how to handle it. And so there were many nights where I cried myself to sleep. There were many nights where I just didn't know what was going to happen, and I just began to pray and ask God to please help me and show me a way out of this mess. Well, in 2007, a good friend contacted me and introduced me to the world of home-based business. And I tell you, I was at a point in my life where I was willing to try anything because I knew that there was a better life for me. So I got started in home-based business and I began to study the internet in 2008 and really begin to understand how I could make money online from home without having to pick up the phone, without having to do conference calls all day long, without having to do hotel meetings and home parties and all these different things, and really without having to focus on frustrating and annoying my friends and my family. So over the past few years, I realized that I was actually working under a formula that I wasn't even aware of that was helping me to generate the types of results that not only I could experience, but that my team members could experience. And these three simple steps, which I'll call from here on out the formula, has changed everything for me. And that's why I'm excited to share these three steps with you. And I want you to make sure that you write them down, you implement them, and you get going in your business today. So, what are these three simple steps? Well, let's start with number one. The first step is to select a high converting offer. Now, when you select a high converting offer, here's something very basic that you want to look at. Are there a lot of people signing up and buying whatever the product and service is? On a very basic level, I want you to think about that. If a lot of people are buying it, then it must be converting. And without being too technical, you can look at that very foundational aspect of things and understand that it is appealing and that the marketplace is actually in need and in want for that thing. So when you're selecting an offer, make sure that it's high converting. Are a few people buying this product or service, or are a lot of people buying this product or service? Trust me, the more people that are buying this product and service, the better the chances are that you will have to make sales of this exact same product and service too. So step number two now. This is where you want to identify whether there is a system in place or if everything is simple enough where you could create a system. Now, what do I mean when I say system? Well, if you have an offer, let's say you're selling cell phones, well, to be able to sell the cell phone for $5 would be the offer. But how are you going to actually get people to see that you're offering the cell phone for $5? Well, that's what we're going to call a system. So that would consist of a lead capture page, a sales page, and something that then directs your visitor literally to the page or the video or the written word where the offer is being presented. Now, if there is a system already in place, you're light years ahead of the game. See, what I realized several years ago is that I had to create my own system. And because I was inexperienced and because I was new and I didn't understand sales, I didn't understand how to speak that well and convert people into wanting more information, because I was really still learning all of that, it made it very difficult for me to make money online. But once I found an offer that was converting highly, that was also combined with a system that got people to the offer where all I had to do was just get people to look at the system, well, that's where everything began to change for me. So step number two is to make sure that there is a system in place, and if there isn't, it is simple enough for you to create one. Now, our third and final step of this formula is one that I believe is greatly overlooked and is not fully understood as being one of the most critical parts of building a successful business. So, step number three is that you want to align yourself with a team that is going to help cultivate growth and build leaders within the group. Now, I say that this is one of the most overlooked concepts because a lot of people think that if they just get more sales, more sales, more sales, and more sales, that is the secret to success. Well, let me tell you this. If you make a lot of sales and you don't have a way to keep the people in that have already purchased from you, well, what you're creating is a leaky bucket. And so you have a lot of people coming in, but what else do you have? A lot of people quitting and a lot of people going out. If you can understand that your team environment is really what helps to keep everyone sticking to the program, help keep everyone upgrading through the products and services if you have upsells, keep everyone motivated, inspired, and allow them to grow and develop. When you understand that having a team to help cultivate your group is the most critical aspect to maintaining any of the success that you find yourself having, well, then I think that you're really on the straight and narrow at this point. And if you can't find a team, well, be the leader that you're looking for. Create that team. I actually had to create the team from scratch. And what does that mean to you? That means that I have one of the most highly retentive teams inside of the company. I have more people that join and stay than anybody else in the company. I figured out the formula to how to make the money, but also how to keep the money. So now that I've revealed to you my simple three-step formula to how I've earned over $192,000 in the last 90 days, let me ask you a couple questions. What if there were already a high converting offer that I could show you where you didn't have to go through all of the thousands and thousands of offers, evaluate them, and critically determine whether or not one was high converting or not? What if I had access to a high converting offer, the exact offer that helped me to make that $192,000? Would you be interested in seeing what that was? What if there was also a system already in place where you didn't have to create it, you didn't have to study one, and you didn't have to figure out how to make all the sales, you didn't have to figure out how to get people to buy, you didn't have to figure out what headlines work best on a lead capture page, and you didn't have to figure out how to get people to want more information? What if I just simply gave you the system, the exact same system that I've used again to make over $192,000 in the last 90 days? And what if there was already a team established that was producing leaders, a team that was already supporting its other team members, where questions are being offered, where people are actually making money, where experiences are being shared, and where you absolutely and fully understand that although you're in business for yourself, you're not in business by yourself? If I could share with you those three things where all you had to do was take them on the silver platter that I was going to give to you, would you actually extend your hand and take it? Well, here's your chance. You see, there is a link right under this video that once you click this link, you are going to see the offer, the system, and the team that has already been put in place for you to take full advantage of. And what's the limit that you could make? Well, the sky is the limit. So what you'll want to do is click on the link right below this video and allow yourself to really take the three steps that I just gave you that helped me to change my life, apply it to your life, and really start to see success online starting today if you so choose. So go ahead, click on that link, and I'll be sure to see you on the other side.